All right, if you're using Google Sheets and you have a table of data like we do right here, and you want to create some functions that use the color of the font or the color of the background, we're going to go over how to do that right now. And we're going to be using a plugin called Power Tools. And within that, we're going to be looking at process and function by color. All right, so it's a relatively simple menu that comes up. And the first thing that it wants you to do is just tell it where we're going to be doing this. So let's say that we come into this table on the left and we want to know the total. So this is just a simple sum function of the red font, and then we'll do the blue font. That's probably not called blue. What's that called? Close to blue 11. Okay, but you don't have to worry about that. It'll do it automatically. So let's come down to the bottom. And this is where typically you would just type in the function, right? So equals sum, and then you would type in the range, but that is not aware of the color. So if you use this plugin, we're going to select the range. So you could type it in, but I'm going to left click on this little grid. And then that will let me come over and select F2 to F16. Left click on OK. So now it knows the range that we want to perform this function on. We're going to select the color. So left click on the dropper. And in this case, we're going to select the color in F2. Click OK. And if you look here, it's already showing you that's the red font color. And we can also look at background color. And in this case, it did pick it up and it's white. You can uncheck that if you want, but you can also just leave it on because all the background colors are white. It's not going to make a difference in this formula. And then the function that we want to use, so there's a lot of functions available, the most popular functions. So you can add them. You can also count, which we'll do next. And then different types of operations, averaging the top and the bottom, and you can multiply. And then you can also do some statistical analysis if you want to. Well, we're going to do sum. And where do you want the results? We want just to put the results at the bottom of the table. So we'll leave F17 in here. You could change it if you wanted to. And then you're getting a little warning saying, hey, be careful. This won't update if you change colors. It will only update if you change values or use the refresh results option. So just be mindful of that. So we'll insert the function. Okay, there it is. So 1,241, let's double check that. I will highlight all of these cells with the red font, and we'll look in the lower right-hand corner, and we'll change this to sum. So that's right, 1241.56. So what you could do, if you wanted to just have all the red ones here, and then you could do the blue ones. So we'll pick up that again. It'll be very similar. So you don't have to change the range. You would change the select color. So let's use the dropper and come over and grab that color. Leave it on sum, but this time let's paste it into F18. Left click on insert function. And it puts that one in. So if you look in the cell where this is happening, it's created a custom function called values by color. And the white is the color of the background, and this HTML color code is the color of the font. So if you wanted to, you could copy and paste this formula and then just change the colors inside of it if you wanted to work a little bit faster, but it is much easier just to use this menu. All right, let's come over and look at a different functionality. So we'll go into B17 and we'll work a little bit faster here. We're just going to change the range using our keyboard. Right, we want to go B2 to B16. And we'll use one of these functions that works on text. So we want to just count the cells that have text that are also highlighted in yellow. So we'll left click on that. And I don't think I updated this input yet. So we will select the color by left clicking in cell B5, which has the yellow background. Okay, so you see it's picked up the black font and the yellow background color. So let's just say maybe the fonts are different colors and you don't want to differentiate between those. Just take that check mark out. We'll do count A, which is just counting the cells that are not empty. So it will pick up the cells that have text in them. And then we're going to paste the results in B17. So left click on insert function. Takes a minute to update, but there we go. So it put a 3 in there. Let's just change that font color. And that counted the number of cells that have text in them with yellow background. So again, this is a plugin called Power Tools. I do have the link in the description. And if you use that link, it will help to support my channel, which I would appreciate very much. All right, next up, we're going to talk about how to make your own interactive checklist in Google Sheets. And when you check off your task, it crosses out your to-do. So it's pretty cool. See you in that video. Thanks.